Hey everyone, I'm back. Welcome back to the Addicted Bookworm, where my addiction's all over the internet. So on this channel, I do book hauls, book reviews, both digital and physical media, audiobook reviews, and so much more. So I have something to say before I begin this video. I am going to be releasing the first book in my Coven Cove mystery series called Death of a Fool. That is going to be released in June. May. It's going to be the first book, well actually the second book that I'm going to be releasing entirely on Kindle only, and this is because of the tariffs. As an author, I really have to be aware of how much the printing costs will go up, and I do not want to see those numbers. So if I release it on Kindle, I can avoid the truth of numbers. Also, the reason I'm releasing on Kindle only is because I do get a lot of my sales solely on Kindle and nowhere else. Nobody's buying physical editions of my books, and especially with the printing costs and stuff, that definitely would not be something that people would want to do. Yeah. So there's going to be probably about 95 pages of the book. I might be 93, especially when I proofread the book and I start, sentences start like not making sense and I have to add more words to it. It'll probably go down to like 93 or maybe 90. I don't really know. Proofreading is very tricky. You may have a 210 page book manuscript, but then you might end up with like 154. It all depends. I do use Grammarly for proofreading and editing. I use the premium edition. However, I'm going through a website to get the cover art, so I will be paying for that cover art next month. And I have found the cover art that I really like. It is only available for ebook edition, which I'm fine with because that's what's going on. So I kind of want to change some things from one of the videos. It is basically so the woman's name is Beth. She is a librarian. She left her hometown of Coven Cove, which is a seaside resort area, for several years. I believe I wrote down for 10 years, so she was gone for a decade. But then what happens is she is also a witch, and so the rules are that you can leave Coven Cove for 10 years to see the outside world and see, the mortals. But you have to come back, and you have to, if you don't actually have a skill, like you didn't go to college to get a degree or something that could help the community out, you have to come back and work in your family's business. And every family in Coven Cove has a business. She comes back after 10 years. She's a librarian. She works at the Coven Cove Library, the only library that's in the entire magical town. And her parents and family actually own a shop that sells baubles and like baubles and all that type of stuff. And what ends up happening is the head custodian, the guy who writes the paychecks, he ends up dead, and he is he was a very powerful magician, very powerful wizard, because he's in charge of what is known as the Vault. And the Vault has all of the old family grimoires that contain some pretty nasty spells and rituals and stuff like that. And he's murdered, and the Vault goes on lockdown. You can't get into it. So during the course of it, she has to figure out exactly what happened. And the thing about it is that in his hand was the Fool card. And if you are aware of anything dealing with the tarot. The Fool is new beginnings, going off on an adventure, all that stuff, and everything. So that book is going to be coming out in May, last day of May. So I'm getting the cover art next month. This week, as I said, I'm getting Grammarly back, and I'm going to proofread that book. It shouldn't take me that long to do, maybe about a week to do. I'm really going to really make sure that the book is the way I want it, and then I will upload the cover and the manuscript, and then I will schedule it to be for what the day it will come out. For Murder on the Menu, once again, going to put it through Grammarly, but I do have a cover art for it, and I will be releasing that book hopefully the last day of April. So that one's coming out. Now, the next second book in it is going to, in the Coven Cove, is going to be Death Rides a Black Horse, and this is centered around, of course, another card appearing, and this is going to be the Death card. I do not yet know who dies in that book. I'm not really concerned about that one. I just say, hey, this is the title of the book, and I actually do not know when I'm going to be releasing that book. I am going to try to release 4 books part of that series a year, so that you guys will have plenty of content. But next year, when I release the 5th book, I will also be releasing it as a jumbo pack. So you'll get 4 books for the price of 1, which I'm going to tell you right off the bat, it is going to be $3 for 5 books. So yeah. So that is what I am going to be doing, and I'm also going to see how I can try to make the first book free, even if you don't have Kindle Unlimited. Alright, so enough talking about that. I also made a mistake in my previous video. This is actually 21 through 24, and I am currently, I have it, Alright, so apparently what's going on is there is a group of people that is planning on to attack Lightlark in 29 days. So I'm going to be guessing the rest of this book is going to be all about them trying to avert this from happening. 21 through 24, very easy to read. Absolutely loved, absolutely enjoyed the chapters. I thought the pacing is not as good as I want it to be, but it's not super bad. And it's like, okay, you got my attention. What's going to happen in 29 days? And hopefully we will find out, because, yeah. So, not really smut. But we know we'll get there. Alright, so anyways, yeah, that is the video. So I will be reading chapters 25 to 30, and by the time I get to it, I should pretty much almost be halfway done with the book and everything. So I will see you guys in a little bit.